Hi, Purple Room. Today, we're gonna do a fun activity with ice. I'm gonna show you how to do it. Today, we're gonna make some colored ice. I'm gonna show you what I have. I have an ice cube tray for small ice cubes. I have a big container to make a big ice cube. I have some water. I have some food coloring. That's gonna make our ice cubes colorful. And then I have some little animals. I have two little wolves. I'm gonna experiment with hiding my wolves inside an ice cube. And I also have a spoon, so that way I can mix the color up when I put the color inside. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put some water inside of my ice cube tray and inside of this big container. I already put some water in here. There's a little bit of water in there, but there's no water in here yet. I'm gonna pour the water from this cup into this ice cube tray. And I'm gonna do it carefully, but if I spill, that's okay because I've put a towel down. That way, if I spill, it won't be too wet everywhere. And I'm gonna pour some of the water in so that all of the different holes have water inside of them. Great! Now my water cup is empty and my ice cube tray is full of water. Next, I'm going to put some food coloring in. I have two colors. I have green and yellow. I'm gonna put a little bit of yellow in first. I'm gonna squirt a few drops of yellow in here. I'm gonna give it actually a lot of drops so that way it can be a really bright color. And I'll put some yellow in here too. Maybe I'll do this whole row of yellow and maybe I'll do the next row green. I see that it looks like this is a really dark color of yellow, so maybe it'll look a little bit orange. We'll see what happens. Next, I'm gonna put some green inside. I'm gonna open my green up and I'll do some squirts inside this row of ice cubes. This looks like some dark green too, just like how that was a dark yellow or almost an orange. This one looks dark, dark green. Cool. Next, I'm gonna put some color inside of my big ice cube tray. I'm gonna put both colors inside. I'll put in a little bit of green and I'll put in some yellow and I'll mix it up. We'll see what it looks like. I think I'm gonna mix mine with the back of my spoon. That way it might be a little bit easier to mix because this isn't a very big container. It's bigger than this one, but it's not too big. And I'm gonna mix it, mix it, mix it. It's getting so dark, it almost looks even a little bit black. Wow. I wonder what it'll look like when it starts to get frozen as an ice cube. We'll see. Next, it's time to hide my little animals inside. I'm gonna put them inside this dark water. We'll see, I'm gonna put them laying down and we'll see what happens. There goes one. And here's the other one. You know what I notice? I notice one of my wolves sinks to the bottom and one floats all the way to the top. We'll have to see how it freezes and what it looks like when it's frozen. The next step is to put your water and your ice cube trays in the freezer so that it can freeze and turn to ice. I'm gonna put mine in the freezer and then I'll have to wait a little while before I can play with it. Maybe I'll play with it later this afternoon. Hey friends, so I waited and waited and now my ice is frozen and I have some things here that I'm gonna use to play with it. But first, I wanted to show you what it looks like. So it looks like in the freezer, my yellow and my green blended together. And now it all looks green. It looks dark green. But this ice is frozen. And then I'm gonna show you the next one. This one also looks green and you can see the animals that are frozen inside. I'm gonna take this ice out and I'm gonna put it inside of this tray so that I can play with it. Let's see, I'm gonna start with the small ice first. Let's see. Oh, It looks like this ice is really stuck in there. Maybe I'm gonna try the next one, the other one first. All right, I'm gonna take these ones out. I'm gonna tap, tap, tap on the bottom, and we'll see. Whoop! It looks like some of my ice was watery on the bottom, and I have this big chunk of ice here with some animals in it. I can play with it with my hands. I wonder how you think it feels. To me, it feels kind of cold and wet. If I break it with my hands, I can even get my animal out. Maybe my animals will go for a little swim in this green water. I can also use a tool or a spoon, and I can crush up some of my ice with this spoon. Whoa, it's getting all crushed up. And I see my animals, they're starting to come out. They're starting to break free from the ice. All right, I'm gonna try the other ice cubes now. It looks like they got a little bit meltier and maybe they'll be ready to come out. Ready? I'm gonna turn it over and I'm gonna tap, 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 tap on the bottom. Whoop! I see some of them are coming out. Here's some ice cubes floating around. It looks like this. It looks kind of dark because I've used a really dark green. I wonder what colors yours will be. Yep, they're all starting to come out. And I notice it's splashing a little bit. It splashed on this paper I have here. Hooray! I think they're almost all out. All of my ice is out. It feels cold on my hands. You can see my tray is empty now. Something else you can try, my friends, is you can pick up one of your ice cubes with your hands and you can try to paint with it on paper. I'm gonna put mine on some paper and I'm gonna move it around with my hand and I can make a green painting with my green ice. You can also push it around with a spoon or with another tool. Wow! Maybe I'll save my painting and hang it up in my house. Now you can try this activity at home. I wonder what colors you'll use. I wonder how the ice will feel to you on your hands. I can't wait to hear all about it. Bye, Purple Room.